wait any longer. So we have quorum. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
I first would like to begin, obviously, welcoming everybody to General Finance of April 19th. The first on our agenda is identification of any media on the line.
Victoria Gray from the Turtle Island News.
Good morning, Victoria. Okay, then I'll move on to my second item on the agenda, which is any changes or deletions to the agenda. Okay, seeing or hearing, oh, sorry, Michelle.
Move.
I'll mover, seconder. Thank you so much to adopt the agenda. Moved by Michelle, second by Sherry Lynn. All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. We have no delegations or presentations this morning, which leads us right into our adoption of our general finance minutes of March 15th.
I'll move. I'll second.
Okay, thank you, Sherry Lynn and Michelle. It's moved by Sherry Lynn, second by Michelle. Are there any further questions or comments in relation to the minutes? Okay, seeing or hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. We'll now move into the April 14th Building and Infrastructure Committee recommendations. Recommendation number 1. I'll need a substitute mover. Moved by Helen, seconder.
I'll second.
Second by Carrie. And it reads, whereas the Six Nations of the Grand River Elected Council approved to award the contract for the landfill site closure and transfer station project to ACON Six Nations joint venture in the amount of $7,317,187.56. And whereas change orders have been recommended, which result in the increase of ACON Six Nations joint ventures contract amount for the landfill site closure and transfer station project to $8,253,677.83. Therefore, that the Building and Infrastructure Committee recommends to the Six Nations of the Grand River Elected Council to approve to pay ACON Six Nations joint venture payment certificate number 8 dated March 2021 for the landfill site closure and transfer station project in the amount of $814,256.80. Source of funds identified as Indigenous Service Canada. It's been moved and second. Are there any further questions or comments?
I do. It's Melba.
Sure. Go ahead, Melba.
Yeah, what is this all about? How is it beneficial to Six Nations Council and the community? I don't understand what exactly is happening. Can somebody explain that?
Yeah, we have our Director of Public Works on the line. Good morning, Mike. If we can assist with response.
Morning, everybody. Great to see everyone this morning. So how does this benefit Six Nations of the Grand River Territory? Well, environmentally, what we're doing is we're closing our landfill sites, like the actual cells, and we're planting trees and different things on top of those. And what we're doing is transitioning over to a transfer station. My understanding is it's been very well received by the community, and it's a lot, I guess, environmental friendly as far as waste disposal goes for our community. And you know, the whole premise of this project was that we didn't have the land base to continue to support the, I guess, our initial method of disposal, which was landfilling. And we weren't getting a lot of funding from Indigenous Services Canada to monitor it as well as we'd like. So what we're doing now is we've transitioned here. And we do have money from Indigenous Services Canada to monitor the closed landfills. So that's why it's benefited us, as well as you know, the vendors, Acon Six Nations Joint Venture, they employ a lot of our members. So we got a lot of benefit out of this, and it was fully funded by Indigenous Services Canada.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mike, for that. Is there any further questions or comments? Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Favor.
Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. Motion to waive second reading.
I'll waive.
I'll second.
Moved by Audrey, second by Carrie. All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. We'll now move into recommendation number 2.
You want me to read it, Chief?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Whereas the Six Nations of the Grand River Elected Council approved to award the contract for the landfill site closure and transfer station project to Acon Six Nations Joint Venture in the amount of $7,317,187.56. Whereas the Six Nations of the Grand River Elected Council has approved 14 change orders for the landfill site closure and transfer station project, which have resulted in the increase of Acon Six Nations Joint Ventures contract amount to $8,206,216.47. Therefore, that the Building and Infrastructure Committee recommends to the Six Nations Elected Council to post approve the following for the landfill site closure and transfer station project, which increase Acon Six Nations Joint Ventures base contract amount to $8,253,673.83. Source of funds identified as Indigenous Services Canada.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Michelle. Seconder.
I second Hazel.
Second by Hazel. Thank you, Hazel. Are there any further questions or comments in relation to recommendation number 2?
I guess,
Okay,
Chief,
seeing.
just giving everybody an update.
Sure.
Mike and Darren are working on the contingency so that we don't have post approvals or we don't have this many change orders coming back. So that's in the near future.
That's perfect. Thank you for that update, Michelle. I know our council always had questions in relation to change orders and the number of change orders that come with projects. So appreciate that. Are there any further questions or comments? Seeing or hearing none, all in favor?
Favor.
Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. Motion to waive second reading. Moved by Michelle. Seconder. Seconder Audrey. All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motions carried. I'll now move into recommendation number 3.
I move that the Six Nations of the Grand River Elected Council approve to award the Tuscarora Road Water Main Installation Project to Hills Site Services, Inc. in the amount of $826,795.82. Therefore, that the Building and Infrastructure Committee recommended the Six Nations of the Grand River Elected Council to approve to pay Hills Site Service, Inc. progress payment certificate number 1 for the Tuscarora Road Water Main Installation Project in the amount of $604,654.94. Source of funds identified in 2019-20 OLG 4.5 million allocation. So that's the source of it. I so move.
Okay, thank you for that, Audrey. Seconder.
I second Hazel.
Okay, thank you. Hazel, questions, comments? Seeing or hearing no questions or comments, all in favor? Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. Motion to waive second reading.
Move.
Moved
Second,
by
Hazel.
Audrey, second by Hazel. All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. Recommendation number 4.
I move whereas the Six Nations of the Grand River Elected Council approved to award the contract for the replacement of Bridge Number 7 project to Sierra Bridge Incorporated in the amount of $2,149,629. Therefore, that the Building and Infrastructure Committee recommends to the Six Nations of the Elected Council to approve payment of Sierra Bridges Incorporated Progress Payment Number 1 dated March 22nd, 2021 in the amount of $360,579.60 for the replacement of Bridge Number 7 project. Source of funds identified as a combination of Indigenous Services Canada and the Ministry of Transportation Ontario.
Thank you, Michelle, a seconder.
And Hazel.
Second by Hazel.
I second
any-
Hazel.
Thank you, Hazel. Are there any questions or comments?
Yeah, it's Mel, but which bridge is this?
That's a good question. I don't know all the bridges offhand. Mike?
No.
Bridge number 7 is located on Cheesewood Road between 3rd and 4th line, is the one currently under construction. So it just around the corner from the council house, really.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank you for that. Are there any further questions or comments? Seeing or hearing none, all in favor?
Favor.
Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. Motion to waive second reading. Moved by Michelle, seconder.
I second Hazel.
Second by Hazel. All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. That completes our recommendations from our building and infrastructure. We'll now move on to the next portion of our agenda, which is in relation to the Ottawa Trust Fund and bread and cheese. There's a recommendation on our agenda. I'll need a mover and seconder.
Can I ask a question first?
Sure. Michelle?
Is it too premature to do this? Should we not wait for the results of the survey?
We can definitely, so just to give you a heads up, yes, I would probably agree. It's premature in a sense that we've left the survey date open until this Friday. I will just ask Tammy if you can just maybe comment on what the status is so far, because I know there is an overwhelming response.
I did check the survey last night, just about 9:30. There's been so far 759 responses. And of those responses, over 600 have said that they do want to see the bread and cheese delivered again in the same fashion. However, there are some really good comments and suggestions on different ways. So council can decide whether or not based on that information. The survey will be open up until this Friday and then it'll be closed. So you'll have information Monday morning to make a further decision.
So maybe just that being said, we could potentially, Michelle, on your concern, we could defer this item until Monday morning when we maybe have a meeting on all just bread and cheese in its entirety.
Okay.
If full council's uncomfortable with passing this at this point. Just a suggestion. I see thumbs up. from a couple counselors. Helen has a question.
Oh, I was just gonna say that we can approve this money now, but if we don't use it, we can just, because once we decide to do this, it needs to get started, because it's only a couple, not that far away. And you gotta order your cheese and your bread at a certain amount of time. You can't wait till the last minute.
It's true as well. So council, how would you like to proceed?
If I recall from last year, and Becky, you're on the line, they need 3 weeks notice, correct?
Not for the Ottawa Trust Fund, you need at least 2 weeks notice to order the bread and cheese. This Ottawa Trust Fund is gonna take months to come to us. We usually do it in January, so we're late doing it now, so it just would replace, I guess.
So, and this money is strictly for bread and cheese, correct? There's nothing else we can do with this fund?
No, what? No, the Ottawa Trust Fund, we normally use it for the donations fund and to give some to Parks and Rec every year. But last year, because the way we did bread and cheese, the whole amount was given to bread and cheese. So this year we just asked for bread and cheese instead of. So in other words, if you don't do bread and cheese, this money can go to what it's normally allocated to besides bread and cheese, which is Parks and Rec and the donation fund.
Okay, thank you for that, Beck. Helen?
All I'm saying is it's here now. Why can't we approve the money? If we don't use it, we just cancel the resolution. Instead of having to have a special meeting on Monday to do this, it's here now. That's just my thoughts.
It's Melba. Question?
Sure, go ahead, Melvin.
Is this amount similar to what we usually, when we don't have COVID, distribute bread and cheese? Does this include all the community?
Yes.
I can't hear.
Yes, yes, Melba.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so it's here now. Is anyone willing to move the motion?
I'll move that.
I'll move it, Melba.
Okay, it's move. Sorry, I have Helen as a mover, seconder, Carrie.
Yeah.
Any further questions or comments? Okay, seeing or hearing none, all in favor?
Favor.
Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. Motion to waive second reading.
Just to be clear to all of the people listening, we're not approving bread and cheese. We're just approving this money. Once we hear the survey, we may not decide to do bread and cheese. I don't know what all the surveys saying, so. Just want everybody to know that.
Thank you for that, Helen. Anna Cecile?
Yes, and we can certainly, like put that money in, one pot. If we don't use it completely this year, it will be available in this same pot for next year.
Correct.
Agreed. Thank you. Okay, motion to waive second reading.
I'll move.
Moved by Helen, second by Carrie. All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. Number 7, gypsy moth spraying. So again, this is recommendation. This has been ongoing for some time. I know Councillor Carey has been quite persistent, which is good on this issue. So this is now, I guess, the update to how we're going to get this project or initiative complete. So there's a recommendation on the agenda, looking for a mover and seconder. But first, if you'd like to get into discussion, Audrey.
Yeah, I would second the motion. I know Carrie will probably want to move it.
I'll move it.
I think it's well overdue because the research so far is saying that this is going to be a really abundant year for these gypsy moths. So we have to basically do our best to spray the same time as the surrounding areas are spraying so that we try to contain them as best as possible. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, Audrey. So it's moved by Carrie and seconded by Audrey. I'll look to any further questions or comments. Helen?
It says to be funds will be from OLG funding. What funding is that? What year is that?
Looking to Anna Cecile.
So we have some balance for last year, and also we have some balance from this coming year. So the OLG funding, it accumulates in one trust account. So we just take out the money from that pot. Oh, sorry, and just an update. I know that there was a request to present how we have used the oil phenol P money and OLG money. I know that I presented like a month ago the balance, but I feel there was a request from the councilors for more for additional information. So that report is ready. I was just waiting for the OFNLP report because as there were some inconsistencies found over there. So I'm just waiting for that report in order to send all of them. And just, as a peace of mind for everyone, I want to confirm that all the money received from COVID is, recorded in a separate account that could be plenty identifiable, how much we have received and how much is left. So it is for OLG and OFNLP. So as soon as I have the answers for OFNLP, I will present not only the balance, but how we have used those funds. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, Anna Cecile. Also, just to note as well that there isn't a subsequent recommendation that will be forthcoming to cover the purchase next after this this resolution. So it's been moved and seconded. If I can just really quickly, if I could get the mover just really quickly to read the motion rather.
Okay. Be it resolved that Grand River Council approve and authorize the contracting of Zimmer Air Service, Inc. to work with Six Nations staff to communicate and deliver the Gypsy Moth Spray program for 2021 at a cost of $1,108,000. And a subsequent recommendation will be forthcoming to cover the purchase of the BTK. Source of funds identified as OLG funding with best efforts to offset the expense on a cost recovery basis from other sources.
Okay, thank you for that, Carrie. Just for consistency purposes, can we also have a written out the expense part in the motion? Beck, just a little quick note on that piece.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Are there any further questions or comments in relation to the motion? Okay, seeing or hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. Motion to waive second reading.
I'll move.
Moved by Carrie, second by Audrey. Are there any further questions or comments? Seeing or
Chief,
hearing none. Oh,
Chief.
Sorry, my apologies. Carrie?
Just a comment that this basically has to be done ASAP, Dave, because it's going to be bad in the Ontario and surrounding counties. So as soon as we can get our order in, the sooner we can confirm that, okay, we have enough to cover Six Nations.
Agreed. Thank you for that, Carrie. So just a point for Anna Cecile and Renee, if you can make note that we will follow up with this as soon as possible as well for the next subsequent piece. Okay, Motion's carried. I'll now move on to the Parks and Recreation Community Building Fund application. So I'll need a mover and seconder to this recommendation.
I'll move. It's Melba.
Okay, it's moved by Melba and second by Sherry Lynn. If I could just get Melba, if you could just read the motion.
Okay, I'm bringing it up again. Just hold up. The Six Nations of Grand River Elected Council acknowledges and supports the Parks and Recreation Department submitting an application of the 21-22 Ontario Community Building Fund operating stream by April 23rd, 21, and agrees to include copies of the 2019-20 financial statement for the elected council and the Parks and Recreation Department with the application. I so move.
Chief, is anybody getting an echo? I'm getting an echo.
Yeah. Well, I think we all work, Carrie. But thank you for that, Melba.
Sounds like Melba's from outer space.
Thank you for that, Melba. You had a little bit of an echo. Okay, so it's moved. No problem. It's been moved and seconded. Are there any further questions or comments? Okay, seeing or hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. Motion to waive second reading?
Waive, Melba.
Moved by Melba, second by Sherry Lynn. All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. Okay, Council, that sums up our agenda for the open session of general finance. I see Helen has her hand up. Question, comment?
Yeah, I just have one question. When is our 2019-2020 audit going to be posted on our website?
Thank you
It's
for
not
that
there yet.
question. Helen, Anna Cecile?
Sorry, I couldn't find the mouse.
No problem.
I apologize. It has been distributed to everyone, but I have neglected to post it. So I will ask to post it today.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Okay, Council, is there, seeing that there's no other questions or comments, can I now get them? Oh, sorry, did I hear Carrie?
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't add this as new business, but I just got some pictures from a community member saying how bad the dumping is at the 4th line and 6. I guess must be around that new road there at on the east side of the tracks. They said the garbage is bad. I wonder if maybe we send that to environmental, or where would you want to send that?
Maybe if we can, is there any way, is this like an illegal dumping issue, Carrie? Is that what you're referring to?
I would think so. It's bad. It's garbage all over the place.
Can we, Mike, is there any way that your department can assist with looking at this location and potentially, I know, is there anybody who we can look to help clean it up for one? I know we're still working, obviously we'll still send this issue on to the Environment Committee as well, but just looking to Mike to see if he can assist.
I'm happy to go out there and check it out and follow up. So you're saying the east side of the territory at 6th line, you say? 6th line of the tracks?
Highway 6 and 4th line, that new road that kind of pulls the U-way there on the north side.
Where the Night of Business Park's located?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely check that out and I'll follow up.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you for that, Mike. Okay, Council, that completes our agenda for the open session of general finance. Is there a motion for a mover to adjourn into our next session? Moved by Michelle, second by Sherry Lynn. All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing or hearing none, motion's carried. Thank you for joining us this morning on General Finance. Okay, Council, if I can, just a little 2-minute break and then we'll get right into our in-camera sessions.